Dear students, this is my fourth video lecture. In my first video, I was explained the entire syllabus of 12th standard biology. In my second video, we already started the topic reproduction. In second video, we will discuss what is meant by reproduction, the types of reproduction, and the development of male gametophyte. In my third video lecture, we got idea about the development of female gametophyte. Now today we are going to discuss the next part. Within this fourth video, we have to discuss the very important point, that is a pollination. Obviously there is a question, what is meant by a pollination? The pollination is nothing but the transfer of mature pollen grain, from the anther to the stigma. Then the process it is called pollination. When we have to discuss the briefly same thing, then we say the pollination is nothing but the transfer of mature pollen grain from the anther to the stigma of a flower or the another flower on the same plant or the another plant have the same species or the different species, then the entire mechanism it is said to be pollination. Now see here, the pollination it is of two types. The pollination it is of two types. The first type of pollination is called self pollination, and the second basic type of pollination is called cross pollination. Now the first basic type, which is called as the self pollination, again having the two specific subtypes. The first basic type, that is self pollination, it is having again the two subtypes. The first subtype it is called autogamy, example that is P, and the second subtype that is geitonogamy, example that is Cucurbita maxima. Now the second basic type, as concerns the pollination, that is cross pollination, have only one subtype, that is genogamy. That is genogamy. Concern example that is papaya and mulberry. Now once again I repeat, the pollination it is of two types. The first basic type it is called self, and the second basic type it is called cross pollination. Again the self pollination having the two subtypes. First one that is autogamy and second one that is geitonogamy. And the second basic type, that is cross pollination, having the only one subtype, that is genogamy. Now the self pollination, cross pollination and its concerned subtypes we have to discuss with the help of picture. See here. Already I told you self pollination. Once again I repeat the self pollination. When the transfer of mature pollen grain from the anther to the stigma of a single flower or the another flower produced on the same plant, then it is called self pollination. Again having the two types. First one that is autogamy and the second one that is geitonogamy. The autogamy, see here with the help of picture. The transfer of mature pollen grain from the anther to the stigma of same flower, then the process it is called autogamy. Auto means same flower, the transfer of mature pollen grain takes place. Now the second subtype, that is geitonogamy, the transfer of mature pollen grain from the anther to the stigma of another flower produced on the same plant, then the process it is called geitonogamy. Now see the next part, that is cross pollination, genogamy. What happens within the cross pollination or the as concerned the cross pollination? The transfer of mature pollen grain from the anther of a flower to the stigma of another flower produced on the another plant, then the type it is said to be cross pollination, that is genogamy. In this way, this is about the two subtypes as concerned the self pollination and single subtype as concerned the cross pollination. Now we have to discuss the next part as concerned the pollination, that is pollinating agents. The transfer of mature pollen grain from the anther to the stigma takes place with the help of which type of things? That things are called as agents. The things are called as pollinating media. As concerned the pollinating agents, there are two types or two things. First one that is abiotic agent and second one that is biotic agent. The abiotic agent, again it is called as non-living, again it is called as physical factors. And the biotic, again it is said to be living things. Means in another way, what do we say? when the transfer of mature pollen grain from the anther to the stigma is takes place with the help of physical factor or the non-living or the abiotic. Then these are the abiotic pollinating agents. When the transfer of mature pollen grain from the anther to the stigma, it is takes place with the help of living thing, then it is called biotic agents. Okay. We discuss the abiotic, non-living or the physical first briefly. Now, as concerns the abiotic factor, there are two things. When the transfer of mature pollen grain from the anther to the stigma, it is takes place successfully with the help of wind. The type it is said to be anemophily. Got it? The type it is said to be anemophily. The transfer of mature pollen grain from the anther to the stigma is takes place with the help of wind. The type it is said to be anemophily. Now the same way, the transfer of mature pollen grain from the anther to the stigma, it is takes place with the help of water. The type it is said to be hydrophily. The type it is said to be hydrophily. Now when we discuss the hydrophily, when it is takes place on the surface of the water body. When the transfer of mature pollen grain, it is takes place on the surface of water body. The type it is said to be epihydrophily. And when the transfer of mature pollen grain from the anther to the stigma, it is takes place within the water body. It is takes place within the water body, from the water body, then it is said to be hypohydrophily. Epihydrophily, epi means above. When the transfer it is takes place on the surface of water body, then it is subtype of hydrophily, that is epihydrophily. And the second one, that is hypohydrophily. Hypo means below. When the transfer of mature pollen grain from the anther to the stigma, it is takes place within that water body, the type it is said to be hypohydrophily. This is as concerns the entire idea about the abiotic factors of the non-living or the physical factors. Now we have to discuss the second thing, that is biotic or the living factors. When the transfer of mature pollen grain from the anther to the stigma, it is takes place with the help of biotic or the living. We have to discuss some examples. When the transfer it is takes place successfully with the help of insect, the type it is said to be entomophilic. The transfer successfully it is carried out with the help of insect, the type it is said to be entomophilic. When the transfer successfully it is carried out with the help of bird, the type it is said to be ornithophilic. The last thing, when the transfer of mature pollen grain from the anther to the stigma, it is successfully carried out, it is successfully completed with the help of bat, then it is said to be chiropterophilic. Then it is said to be chiropterophilic. Now, to successful completion of that transfer of the mature pollen grain from the anther to the stigma, some specific adaptations are present. Some specific adaptations are occurs within the flower. We have to discuss one by one some specific adaptation as concern the successful pollination. Now first we discuss adaptation in entomophilous flowers. Now the first thing, the flowers are large. The flowers are large. Second thing, the flowers are showy. The flowers are showy, attractive. They brightly colored. The flower produce sweet odor. The flower produce sweet odor to attract the insect. Then I have nectar gland. The stigmate is rough. The stigmate is rough. Next thing as concerns the adaptation, the pollen grains are spiny in nature. The pollen grains are spiny in nature. I have the pollen kit. Again I have the pollen kit. Now the next thing as concerns the adaptation, in the entomophilus, one specific example, that is lever mechanism, which is present in the salvia flower. Which is present in the salvia flower, which is also called as turnpike mechanism. When we observe the salvia flower, the structure of salvia flower, it is bilinear like this. Now this lower part, it is lower part. Consider here it is again upper part. It is elongated. The upper portion of that specific salvia flower, it is elongated as compared to lower part. The nectar gland are deeply situated in this region. Now when the insect it is come in search of nectar, when it suck with the help of antenna the nectar from the sweet, that specific gland, the pressure it is created on the lower row. The pressure it is created on the, as like the lever on the lower row. That time the upper portion of the flower, it touches to the back of the insect. And the same insect for sucking the nectar. When it goes to another flower, same mechanism. The pressure it is created on the lower lobe, automatically upper portion of the upper lobe, it is touches to the back of the insect, and then mature pollen grain from first flower come in contact with the receptive stigma of the second flower or the another flower. That entire process it is said to be lever mechanism. Example that is salvia. Example that is salvia. Now this is the clear-cut idea and concern the adaptation in entomophagus flower. Now we have to discuss with the help of picture. Already I told you. Okay? This is the insect. It creates the pressure on this lower. Okay? When it creates the pressure on the lower lobe, automatically this upper elongated portion with stigma, again it is coming in contact with the back of the insect. And when this insect again continues in the search of the nectar, visit on the another flower where the stigma it becomes receptive. When it is coming in contact with the back, again it sucks, again the mature pollen grains are coming in contact with the stigma. In this way, with the help of insect, the pollination takes place. The entire thing it is called lever mechanism or the turnpike mechanism in the salvia. Okay. Now we discuss the next part as concerns the adaptation. That is the adaptation in ornithophilus flowers. Which type of things are occur? Now first thing, the flowers are bright colored and large. The flowers are bright colored and large, as well as they are showy without fragrance. They are showy and without fragrance. Now next thing, that is they secrete profuse dilute nectar. They secrete the profuse dilute nectar. Next thing that is pollen grains are sticky and spiny. The pollen grains are sticky and spiny. Now the next thing, see here how it is takes place. The bird come in contact with the flower to suck the profuse amount of nectar. This is as concerns the picture view or ornithophilia. Now we have to discuss the next adaptation as concerns the Chiropterophilus flower. When the transfer of mature pollen grain it is takes place with the help of bat, then the process is Chiropterophily. Okay, and the flowers are called as Chiropterophilus. What happens in this bird? The flowers, these are dull color. These are dull color with the strong fragrance. This is the first adaptation. Now the second adaptation, they secrete abundant amount of nectar. They secrete the abundant amount of nectar. Third thing, they produce large amount of edible pollen grains. They produce a large amount of edible pollen grains. Now the next thing, example, the Anthocephalus tree or the Adamsonia bark. Okay. Now this is the clear-cut idea as concerns the adaptation in Chiropterophilus. Now see, next thing. Now we have to discuss some outbreeding devices, or it is also called as contra-vances. It is also called as contra-vances. It is the device to encourage the cross-pollination. It is a specific thing which encourages the which type of thing? Cross-pollination. Now what happens as concerns the outbreeding devices? There are many methods. There are many things as concerns the outbreeding devices of the contra-vances. In this first one is called unisexuality. The first one it is called unisexuality, which is again called as dioecision. Again it is called as dioecision. What happens in the unisexuality? The plant bears either male or female flower. The plant they bear either male flower or either female flower. Both the flower they cannot bear. Then the thing it is said to be unisexuality. For example, that is male. The plant it is said to be monoecious. Means the male flower and female flower are present in the two different regions. The plant it is said to be monoecious. Second example, that is mulberry, papaya. The plant they are called as dioecious. In the single plant, it bears maybe male flower or it may be female flower. If both the types of plants are not present on the same plant, the condition is said to be dioecious. Now the second thing as concerns the outbreeding devices, that is dichogamy. What happens in the dichogamy? The dichogamy, the anther and stigma mature at different times. Mean when in the bisexual flower, the male reproductive bird, that is androecium, the anther they do not mature. Okay, If the anther mature, there is no maturation of female reproductive whorl, that is carpellentis. Means there is the anther and stigma mature at different times, then the condition it is said to be dichogamy. Example, that is, first thing, when the androecium it mature first. When the androecium it mature first, the condition it is said to be protandry. Protos means first, andry means androecium. The androecium first mature, then it is protandry. Here already I told you, for example, that is sunflower. Now next thing, protogynic. Protos means first, gyne means gynoecium, that is female reproductive. In which flower the gynoecium or the female reproductive whorl first it mature, the condition it is said to be protogynic. Now next thing, whatever, with example that is gloriosa. Now next thing, as concerns the outbreeding devices, see here. Third thing, that is prepotency. That is prepotency. What happens as concerns the prepotency? The pollen grains of the other flowers germinate rapidly over the stigma or on the stigma than the pollen grains from the same flower. For example, that is apple. When the another pollen grain come in contact with the stigma, they fastly mature compared to the same plant produced pollen grain. The condition it is said to be prepotency. Example, that is apple. Next outbreeding devices, that is heterostyly, or it is also called as heteromorphy. What is meant by heterostyly? The reproductive structure placed at the different levels. That is the reproductive structure, that is androecium and gynoecium. Male reproductive whorl, female reproductive whorl. These are two specific structures placed at the different level. The condition it is called as, heterostyly. The next outbreeding device is that is heterogamy. Heterogamy. It is a mechanical device. What happens here? The natural physical barrier is present between the two sex organs and it avoids the contact of pollen with the stigma. Example, that is Calotropis. The physical barrier it is present between the androecium and gynoecium to avoid the contact of both the reproductive structure. The condition it is said to be heterogamy. Now next thing, that is cell incompatibility. It is also called as self-sterility. What happens in the incompatibility or the self-sterility? The germination of pollen on stigma of the same flower is inhibited. The germination of the pollen grain of the same flower, when it is inhibited, it cannot favors for the germination. The condition it is said to be self-incompatibility. Example concern, that is tobacco and yak. Now next thing, see pollen pistil interaction. Now next thing, that is pollen pistil interaction. What is meant by pollen pistil interaction? The pollen pistil interaction is nothing but the deposition of pollen grain. That is, from the deposition of pollen grain on the stigma to the entry of pollen tube in the ovule, the collective mechanism, it is called pollen pistil interaction. Okay. Now we have to discuss the artificial hybridization. As concerns the artificial hybridization, there are four different steps. See here, the first step it is called as emasculation. The second step it is called bagging. Third step it is tagging, and the last step, that is crossing. Okay. Question arises: what is meant by emasculation? The removal of stamen well before the anthesis. The removal of the male reproductive structure, that is stamen, before the anthesis. The step it is said to be emasculation. Now bagging, the selected flower, it is enclosed within the polythene bag. The selected flower, it is when enclosed within the polythene bag, the process it is called bagging. Then the date, time, the scientific name of that particular plant, this data, it is tagging. With that flower, tagging. And last one, when we have to got the specific pollen grain, we have to cross on that stigma. The last one process, that is called crossing. In this way, the emasculation, bagging, tagging and crossing finally it gives rise to just the artificial hybridization. In this way, this is about the in general idea as concerned the pollination, the types of pollination, the subtypes of that specific basic pollination, then the pollinating agents, then the different specific adaptation as concerns the pollination within the flower, and last one that is pollen pistil interaction and the steps of artificial hybridization. This is fourth my video lecture. In next video lecture we have to discuss the last and very important part, that is fertilization, double fertilization and the significance of double fertilization. Thank you. Thank you.